these numbers are higher than the sort of 2% target that the Fed's always gone to. But this new asymmetric will allow it to go ahead. Well, what does that mean now for inflation?
Well, Richard, this is uncharted territory. We simply don't know. There's a huge intellectual debate raging around this now. Is the Fed correct to say that their plan going forward is to let inflation run a little bit above target as we see the pent-up demand come back and the supply chain distortions work itself out? Are they correct in doing that in order to let the labor market recover? Or are the likes of Larry Summers correct, who says that some of these elements of inflation are not transitory, the likes of the housing market, perhaps wage price increases, there's inflation expectations, which are crucially important. And of course, people are very worried about the Biden stimulus. Is that going to overheat the economy? So as this intellectual debate rages, though, Richard, businesses are grappling with these sharp price increases and these supply chain distortions on a daily basis. Think about this, Richard, the next time you ride the elevator up to your studio.
This is the wall of an elevator cab. The exterior structural wall of an elevator.
For a business that specializes in, well, things that go up, 2021 has come as a shock.
This is made of carbon steel, which 6 months ago cost us around 45 to 50 cents a pound, and today is costing us around $1 a pound.
So that's more than double.
More than double, yes.
The sharp increase in the price of steel, their main raw material, has come with sharp decreases in supply as the steel mills that shut down during COVID have struggled to ramp back up quick enough.
This is stainless steel here. These are going to be the decorative skins for a door panel. There are real supply shortages in this. We're being told material that we might wait a week for could be 2 to 3 months.
For the first time in 4 years, CEO Jeff Friedman is having to raise prices on new work. His business, like many others, caught in the middle of a post-COVID supply-demand crunch.
There are some supply constraints that are choking certain aspects of the economy. There are areas where demand is surging for the first time now in 15 months.
In April, consumer prices rose 4.2% compared to a year ago, the biggest jump since 2008. One major contributor, a 21% rise in the price of used cars and trucks, as global microchip shortages impacted supply of new cars, and that, along with stimulus checks, urban flight, and a fear of public transport, drove demand for older vehicles. This Toyota Prius, for example, just sold for around $6,000. A year ago, the dealer tells us the price would have been more like $5,000. And he says he's having to increase prices by at least 20% across the board.
These one-time increases in prices are likely to have only transitory effects on inflation.
The Federal Reserve says this won't last, and they won't raise rates until more people get back into work. Economists say it'll take more than just price rises to shift that view.
I think the warning signs are, does higher inflation get reflected in inflation expectations? I need to raise my prices if I'm a business firm because my competitors are doing that, because my workers are demanding wage increases.
At National Elevator Cab and Door in Brooklyn, while wages have gone up as the company works through a backlog of pre-COVID contracts, it's future demand that keeps the CEO awake at night.
How many elevators will people need? How fast will buildings want to replace what they have? So that's an existential question for us. The price of material is painful, we'll survive, but if people don't come back to buildings, we've got a problem.
And that, the internal wiring of the post-COVID economy, is still not clear, something which will ultimately determine the prices we pay.